FightSaga.com and Halftime Pizza proudly present War a Week Radio chats with ring announcer and commentator Joseph Herron.
Guys, welcome. Happy Friday to all of you guys. And, well, it is time for the big weigh-in. Yeah, that's poppycock, guys. The weigh-in already happened, guys. The weigh-in already happened this morning at 10 a.m., which gives both fighters 36 hours to rehydrate, defeats the purpose of having weight divisions. And the official weigh-in was Errol Spence Jr. weighs in at 147, and Terrence Crawford weighs in at 146.8. And there it is. Guys, that's the official weigh-in. And I tell you what, for the next, I'm only going to be on until the weigh-in, right? Until I see both men, and now they're going to have with several IVs in them. Want to get your thoughts. So either post a comment or click the link and join me. And guys, I have to tell you my sincere apologies. I just spoke with Javen. My apologies. I can't use that name on the air. I just spoke with my brother, Sugar Hill Stewart, and he just stated that he sends his sincere apologies. He's there live at the weigh-in. He was hanging out with Nonito Donaire, who's going to be competing on the card tomorrow, and he said to extend to all of our extended War Week Radio family members that he sincerely apologizes and that he would like to reschedule for tomorrow before the fight. He's going to share all of his thoughts on the fight. He's going to share all of his thoughts on all of the BS, rubbish, misnomers, and misinformation that's floating around the internet on Tyson Fury, on him, well, he's also going to talk about several cameos that he has coming up in this Netflix series that's about to air on August, I think, 16th, Wednesday, At Home with the Furies. Apparently, he's got several cameos in there, understandably, and he wants to set the record straight. So everyone, Tyson Fury haters, Tyson Fury's detractors, all of his supporters, and just anyone who wants to know the truth, please tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and you'll get the skinny straight from the horse's mouth, my brother, Javen Sugar Hill Stewart. Once again, Sugar is one of the best guys I know in this business. And always a straight shooter, doesn't put up with any nonsense, doesn't really concern himself with the nonsense and noise hovering around social media. So, guys, you're going to get the story first here on War Week Radio, guys. And this is my thank you to all of you guys for tuning in. And once again, I used to do this like long time ago on the old East Side Boxing when I was one of the editors there, one of the chief writers over there, when it used to be a quality periodical. I used to have a show a long time ago called The Pugilist Corner, right? With James King. And we would schedule every week. We would schedule 6 guests in a 2-hour show, each with 20-minute segments. And one of the reasons why I stopped doing it, it became too much of a headache to schedule all of these guys in on one show and then to have them be on time, have them respect the platform. Yeah, it got too much of a headache. So I just rolled with the guys I could count on, my dear friends, Coach Ronnie Shields, Coach James Gogi, and now Rick Glazier, right? Those are the guys who I can count on the most, who are going to be on time every time, right? And so that's why we reduced the format to just those 3 gentlemen every single week, right? And there's my brother G Funky. Hey, man, if you're not doing anything, bro, click on the link. I just put it down there. But chances are, if I know you, yeah, you're busy working on your yard. And it looks gorgeous, by the way, brother. But I do have to give a shout out to my brother Tyrese Bowie. Yes, you are first, my friend. And if you would like to share your thoughts, right? If you'd like to share your thoughts, please click on the link. W.A.W, thank you for being here, my friend. And once again, the show's been rescheduled. The conversation with my brother Sugar Hill Stewart. It's going to be tomorrow at 3 p.m., noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. And he's going to give you the skinny. And he can't wait to talk about At Home with the Furies. But yeah, he sends his sincerest regards to all of you guys. Want to give a big shout out to my brother Jesus M. Saludos to you, brother. And thank you for always being here, my friend. And Iceman says, I heard Crawford missed weight on the first weigh-ins. I didn't hear that at all. So if you're saying that, it's news to me. I didn't hear that at all. So we'll see. He just got done with it. Hit out there. Hot out there, I'm sure he meant to say. Yes, it is, brother. Hey, man, why don't you go inside your computer and join me today, man? We're going to watch the official weigh-ins. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, they're fashionably late, wouldn't you know? Yeah. Afternoon, Brother Peter. Boy, it's a wonderful Friday, isn't it? And guess what? I'm a glutton for punishment, guys. Because, yes, I'm giving a young lady, not so young, but my young lady, another chance this evening to redeem herself. Yes, G-Funky, I am that much of a glutton for punishment. But hey, I'm a sucker for a pretty face, my friend. So yes, we're going to make this an early evening. Want to give a big shout out to my brother Kufujitsu. Anyone know why they have a behind-the-scenes weigh-in before the ceremonial weigh-in? Yes, I do. And once again, I think it's terrible. I think it defeats the purpose of having weight divisions. But the theory behind it is it's healthier for the fighters, and we get to see the best version of these guys in the ring, and that's the theory behind it, right? But is that the reality? I don't think so. Because now you get guys, and once again, this is supposed to be a welterweight unification, but Errol Spence Jr. more than likely is going to be competing as a light heavyweight tomorrow. He's more than likely going to be coming into the ring around 170. And this is a trend they started a couple of years ago. And who was the first? I know this for a fact, and so do you, G-Funky. The very first person they extended that extra time of rehydration because he was killing himself to make 135. And it was before the Jojo Diaz fight. So the very first fighter who started this trend was Devin the Dream Haney. That's when they first did it. And now Nevada does it for every single major event. Yep. Yeah, that's right. Itty Bitty has the beat. Welcome to the show, sir. Yes, it was Devin the Dream Haney. And it started this awful trend. Oh, come on, Marcos. Don't start that crap, brother. But I will say this, though. Yes, there are a lot more mainstream media outlets that have shown up to this event, but one very big one that isn't present, and that's ESPN. In fact, Mike Coppinger, his credential for this event was denied. Yeah. Well, it looks like ESPN, they're in the UFC business, and they're promoting that event that's going on at the same time. There's nobody at the weigh-in. Well, not according to Sugar. According to Sugar, there's quite a few people at that weigh-in, right? And Iceman says, yeah, Lomachenko won that fight. Well, that seems to be the consensus. I don't think so. I think that the judges actually got it right. Now, once again, I think Lomachenko won the event. He did the most damage on the evening, and he had the most dominant rounds in his favor. But that's not the way you score a prize fight. You score it on a round-by-round basis. And in my opinion, Lomachenko gave away way too many rounds in the first half of the fight. And, well, not necessarily that. In my opinion, 4 through 8 is what killed him. And then he started putting it on Haney in round 9, 10, 11, and took his foot off the gas and basically gave away round number 12. Joe, do you drink a lot? No, I just don't have a dog in the hunt, and I see this unbiasedly. But thanks for saying that. But if you must know, I'm getting ready to crack open a bottle of JD. How do you like that? So if you guys would like to, we're going to give you our final thoughts on, right now they're talking to the expert, W.A.W. I'm going to tell you what, I don't care if she's talking about boxing or Mandarin Chinese. She is nice to look at, isn't she? Broke back Boswell. Nonsense. Loma clearly beat that boy. Okay, how did you score the fight? Now, I would like you to break it down round by round. Or are you just looking at the fight as a whole and just talking like someone who didn't score the fight on a round-by-round basis like the judges at ringside? Right? And that's it. I knew it. Hey, man, I haven't had a shot yet. I haven't had oh, shit. Outlaw, welcome to the program, sir. Joe drinks Bud Light. Brother, you couldn't pay me to drink that horse piss. Kiss my ass. Yep, I had it scored exactly that way. 7-4-1 Haney. And I actually gave, well, no, I had it 6-5-1 Haney. Which is still a Haney victory, guys. Right? I called the first round even. But with that said, there were at least 2 or 3 rounds that could have gone easily either way. I don't remember how I scored those swing rounds, but yeah, it could have easily gone 7-5 Lomachenko. I have no problem with anyone thinking that Lomachenko actually won the fight, but it wasn't a clear-cut decision either way. In my opinion, with the swing rounds, depending on how you scored those, yeah, you could see it going either way. The problem I had is with everyone scoring a robbery. Crying robbery and corruption like that senile old bastard Teddy Atlas, right? There's robbery and corruption. We're mad as heck, and we're not going to take it anymore. Kiss my ass, Teddy. You senile old coot. Chingao. Okay, well, you, sir, then don't know how to score a prize fight. Because no one had it 9-3 Lomachenko or 10-2 Lomachenko. Right? No one. Unless you were on Loma's nuts all night long and the week before the fight. That's the only way you could have seen it 10-2 Lomachenko and 9-3 Lomachenko. Thank you, brother. I've worked really hard on these impressions. The one I've been doing lately, guys, has been Pat Summerall from NFL, right? Yes, 8-4 for Loma is being generous, right? I want to welcome you to the show, sir. Thank you, Dex. But yeah, I've been working really hard on my impressions, and the reason why I'm doing Pat Summerall lately is because I think I'm going to use the Pat Summerall voice in my next boxing commentary, which is coming up on August 13th. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Pat Summerall, right? And yeah, it'd be one because he's from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He used to live in Texas, God rest his soul. Even though he used to play for the Giants, right? But I was always a huge fan of Summerall and Madden, the way they used to call the games. And I always thought it was hilarious that Pat Summerall could get away with just saying so little when making the call, right? And it's Aikman to Irvin, touchdown, Cowboys. And he used to always make the call with that southern draw, right? And it's Emmitt Smith with the ball. He rumbles down to the 25. It's just unfair having Larry Allen, and always John Madden always sounded like he was stuffing his face with a bran muffin, right? Excuse me, Pat, while I slather some of this butter on this banana bread muffin and just stuff my face with it while you're talking, right? Brett Favre is just something special. Thanks, John. So, yeah, those are the two that I've been working on lately. Oh, man, y'all just ain't nut huggers, dog. Young brother, I think you might want to look in the mirror because I think you still have some of Loma's pubes on your chin. That's just the way I see it. Hey, saludos to you, Jose. Thank you for joining us, my friend. We appreciate you being here. And guys, in case you missed it, this is all ceremonial BS. And I tell you what, though, W.A.W is like a fine wine now, isn't she? The older she gets, boy, she is still lovely as all get out. Yeah, homosexuals as the beat. So, guys, I think, yeah, for my next card, I'm going to be calling. I'm going to actually be calling the fights like Pat Summerall. And he's, do you remember how hilarious it was after the Fox games, how ridiculous it sounded when Pat Summerall would go, and immediately following tonight's game, it's going to be the House of Buggin' with John Leguizamo. Oh, Chingo. So here we go. Khalid, welcome to the show, sir. It says, salute, Joseph. Who you got? I got Spence by decision. And, brother, I've already explained to you why I think so. And, yes, you've got the beat, brother, and a great set of eyes. This just proves it. Yeah, W.A.W, she dope, bro. She dope. She is super fine. She is as lovely as all get out. Woo! Well, I tell you what. Welcome to the show, Sid UK. I can't call this fight. Nah, it's a tough one to call. It's 50-50. And yeah, W.A.W is nice. She can get it. Yeah, she can go down to your Ace Hardware store. Anyway, I'm going to stop the Pat Summerall for now. But, yeah. It feels like everyone and their mom is picking Bud. Well, guys, for good reason. And that leads us into the tail of the tape for the current WBO welterweight champion at 147. Terrence Allen Crawford. Bud's going to come to the ring at age 35. He fights out of the southpaw stance. He stands 5'8" tall in the center of the ring. Fights behind a lengthy 74-inch reach from Omaha, Nebraska, the home of Kellogg's. He comes into the ring with a perfect record, 39, 0 losses, 39 wins, 0 losses, 30 big wins coming by way of knockout. Guys, there's a lot to like about Terrence Bud Crawford. Boy, he is the ambidextrous badass, switch-hitting badass who's got power in both fists and is so fluid. And he seems to make these changes instinctively. Hold on real quick before I go any further. J-Do says, yeah, the layoff, drinking, weight gain in between fights concerns me with Spence, as it should. Now, keep in mind, he doesn't have a tune-up going into this fight. And even if he had a tune-up, even if he didn't have a tune-up, how do you have would a tune-up even help when facing a stud like Terrence Crawford? Right? Now, keep in mind, guys, the tune-up really shouldn't hurt Errol Spence Jr. all that much. Now, when you talk about ring rust, you predominantly see ring rust, and it most dramatically affects counterpunchers by trade. Spence likes to get off first. He's not a counterpuncher. You shouldn't see much ring rust at all. He's going to start off working that jab. Now, I'm going to say jab like the only person I've ever known that's stated or said the word jab like it's a two-syllable word, and that's Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah, Julio Cesar Chavez, he likes to use that jab. No, it's jab, Sugar Ray. Okay? Jab doesn't have a Y in the middle of it. Jab. Chingao. Orale chingao, dude. There's my brother Ray Flores. A lot of people seem to think I sound like him when I'm actually calling a fight. I don't think so. You know, it's funny when you look, and I've been doing this for such a long time, that I know how guys, and I do impressions, and I'm able to use my voice to sound like other people, and I know how he gets his voice that way and projects. If you notice, he has to kind of turn his jaw sideways a little bit, right, in order to get his timbre, and I can always spot it. Oh, thank you, my brother. But Ray Flores is a, thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. But Ray Flores is a good guy, and he's a professional. But yes, I'm a little partial to myself. Ray Flores, like I said, a lot of people seem to think I sound like him. But he turns his voice sideways and always tries to sound a little more pronounced than he should. Yeah, and it kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. He doesn't use, he pushes a little too hard, in my opinion. Did you just say this? Claudia Torrejos is a good-looking woman? Brother, I don't know. Maybe she used to be hot before that Cloris Leachman haircut. But, you know, but yeah, Larry, he pushes a little too hard and tries to do that Howard Cosell thing, right? To me, that just isn't working. But he's a class guy, and he's a great guy, and he's a hard worker, and he deserves all the success that he's getting right now. Yeah, this one's a tough one, right? So, guys, once again, Terrence Crawford, what makes him so special is his fluid ability to shift gears and give his opponents different looks, right, from the orthodox or southpaw position. Now, which one's going to be more effective against Errol Spence Jr.? Some people seem to think that the orthodox may be more effective to keep Errol Spence Jr. from using that jab. Well, no, maybe it's a southpaw. No. If Terrence Crawford gets in the southpaw position, look, most southpaws have trouble. Most southpaws have trouble with other southpaws. And why? Because they never see him in the gym. They never see him in the ring. In my opinion, you're going to see Terrence Crawford start out with the southpaw position and try to counter that jab effectively with his own lead hand, that check right hook. He's going to try to take it away that way. But look, guys, in my opinion, let's rattle off the tail of the tape for the current IBF, WBA, and WBC welterweight champion, Errol, the Truth Spence, right? Guys, he's going to come to the ring at age 33. Boy, these guys are geriatric. And honestly, Yeah, they're not welterweights any longer. That is a ton of horse shit, guys. And I can't stand this early weigh-in. Errol Spence Jr. killed himself to try and make 147 and made it on the dot. But I guarantee you he was hooked up to a couple of IVs after 10 a.m. this morning. Now he's going to come in looking like a healthy. He's not going to come in looking emaciated. He's going to look rifle. He's had 5 hours to rehydrate. That's a ton of horse shit in my mind. But he's going to come to the ring at age 33, fights out of the southpaw stance. He stands 5'9.5" in the ring. He fights behind a 72-inch reach. Originally from Long Island, New York. And now residing out of DeSoto, Texas. Excuse me. He comes into the ring with a perfect record. 28 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. 22 big wins coming by way of knockout. I tell you what, Errol Spence Jr., in my opinion, what everyone. Oh, yeah, I can tell you this. Treetop, welcome to the show, sir. Yeah, Jesus, a gentleman who's very close to the Ramos brothers, Abel and Jesus. Yeah, he caught a shoulder injury, I think it is, which is why Coach Ronnie's young Cuban fighter, right? He's taken his place and going to take it on Sergio Garcia. His name is Joannes Teles, and he's going to be starting off the broadcast. That's going to be your first fight of the evening tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. So it's an hour early start time. So that means your main event should start promptly at 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern, right? So the fight should be over by midnight Eastern time, right? Which is good for us. We get to go out and hang out and celebrate, have our after party, right? And guys, if you're in the South Texas area, I'm going to be at Dave & Buster's. I'm going to be doing all the ring announcing spiel with all of my fighters from South Park Boxing. We're going to be selling tickets to our event, selling merch. And guys, come and say hi. I'm going to be right there at Dave & Buster's. The best part of it is no cover to see this fight at the Dave & Buster's on 410 and I-10, San Antonio, Texas. But guys, please support this pay-per-view. Once again, the future of programming, your boxing programming on Showtime depends on it. Once again, guys, there's a reason why Steven Espinoza was talking about Tank Davis versus Naoya Inoue. That horseshit matchup, right? There's a reason, though. Now, once again, if you guys don't purchase these events, then they look for any way they can to include a larger mainstream and casual demographic, right? Oh, shit. Claudia Trejos, Peter, looks like she's been hit in the face by a truck and changed genders. Claudia looks like a transformer. You like that? It means you... No, don't say that. That's just terrible. Look, I will say this. Claudia Trejos, she probably was hot before electricity. Yeah. When the Model Ts first came out, she probably looked pretty hot, right? Let's see. Guys, are they showing the weigh-in yet? Not yet. Has the main event come out already? Have they already called the main event? No, Chinga. No, it doesn't matter, man. I got the weights. Peach and Larry. Double L. No, okay. Thank you. Please keep me informed, brother, because I don't want to pull that broadcast up if I don't have to. Hold on. Treetop Boxing says, Trejos is still fine. What you want about? Well, brother, beauty is indeed the eye of the beholder. Beauty is indeed within the eye of the beholder. No matter how ugly she is. Oh, Chinga, no, I'm kidding, guys. Women are just lovely. All women are lovely in their own way. Guys, I don't discriminate. Women are absolutely lovely, and it sucks. It's their superpower. No matter how irritating or irrational they may be, we all have a weakness. We are just mortal men, and man cannot live on bread alone. That's for damn sure. And let me tell you, I am testimony to that. I'm living, walking proof that no matter how strong you may be, we all have a sickness and a weakness for a lovely, beautiful, amazingly gorgeous woman. And let me tell you, I'm meeting one right after this. That's my honey, Margie Garcia. Yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment. I sure am. I don't care. Proud of it. So anyway, guys, let's get back to this fight. Now, look, I'm going to give you my official prediction. In my opinion, most are discounting what a complete fighter Errol Spence is. That's why everyone's picking Terence Crawford. They see the obvious gifts. They see the obvious natural athletic gifts that Terence Crawford has, and the way he instinctively can make that adjustment on the fly. It's a thing of beauty, and he is easily one of the best, if not the best fighter in boxing. But Terence Crawford has never fought anyone even close to the level of Errol Spence Jr. Once again, Errol Spence has fought some very, very good fighters, never at the level of Terence Crawford, but he's fought a much higher level of opponent than Terence Crawford. And look, Errol Spence is a much more complete fighter. Everyone looks at him and just says, oh, he's a one-dimensional asshole. Oh, he's a one-dimensional guy. He just likes to come forward, ground and pound. He likes to come forward and just fight you on the inside. That's bullshit, guys. Go back and look at the Mikey Garcia fight. He won that fight with the lead southpaw hand alone. It's the counterpuncher killer. And in my opinion, that's going to determine everything. How Terence Crawford chooses to deal with that beautiful lead of Errol Spence. Now, once again, look how he fought Ugas. Okay, once again, what kind of fighter is Ugas? He's a counterpuncher by trade. And he kept him from, and once again, Ugas tried to start the fight from mid to long range, trying to box, trying to counter him effectively. Was he able to successfully counter that lead hand of Spence? No. Once again, Errol Spence Jr., it's not just a volume jab either. He uses it intelligently. He mixes in feints. He mixes in touch jabs. He mixes in hard sticking jabs to the body, chest, and head, and he does it in sporadic intervals. If you're a counterpuncher, just like Alexander Usyk, the way he used it against Joshua, that's how Spence uses it, to the body, chest, and head of all of his opponents. And he uses it in sporadic intervals. So you don't know when he's going to let his hands go. It's impossible to counter him from mid to long range. And so that's the problem that Ugas had in the beginning of the fight. And then what happened when he couldn't do anything from mid to long range? Well, he was forced to try and close the distance, to be the aggressor, to try and force the action, because he wasn't winning the fight from mid to long range. Advantage Spence. When you try to fight Spence in the pocket, checkmate. Terence Crawford cannot. He can. Now, once again, the two weaknesses, glaring weaknesses that Terrence Crawford has. Everyone's like, oh, he's got no weaknesses. He's a complete fighter. Well, he is a great fighter. But in my opinion, his two glaring weaknesses: he doesn't fight proficiently on the inside. You look at every single time he's gotten hurt from any of his opponents, he's tried to slug it out with him on the inside. Igas Cavallasquez, Yuri Orcas Gamboa, even Jose Benavidez Jr., when he tries to slug it out on the inside, he gets hurt. He gets touched up. If he tries to do that against the better fighter in the pocket, he's going to get hurt. And Spence and Terrence Crawford isn't the only great finisher in this equation. So is Errol Spence Jr. When he has his man hurt, he likes to go for the body. He's one of the best inside fighters in boxing, if not the best. And he throws creative combinations to the body, chest, and head. Guys, what's going to determine the winner of this fight is how Terrence Crawford tries to offset that lead, brilliant, intelligent lead hand of Errol Spence Jr. If he tries to win the jab contest from the southpaw position, using that check right hook, using that lead right hand, he's in trouble. In my opinion, the only way he's going to have success in the first half of this fight, Terrence Crawford, is if he uses lateral movement. That's the only way he's going to be able to offset the jab of Errol Spence Jr., force him out of the pocket, force him into straight right hands. That's the only way he wins, in my opinion. And he's got to do that from the opening bell. He cannot try to fight him from mid to long range, just standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring. That's foolish. Once again, Spence has the counterpuncher killer. He will offset your timing and rhythm. He'll disrupt your timing and rhythm with that beautiful lead hand. In my opinion, that's going to determine everything. Yep. And yes, Peter Von Arx has the beat. All women are lovely. The problem is they're women. Truer words were never spoken. Yep. And you've got to say that in your Pat Summerall voice. Truer words were never spoken. And immediately following the game, it's going to be the House of Buggin'. Hold on. Have you seen W.A.W without makeup? Not nice. Brother, have you seen any woman without makeup? No. At our age, not as nice. But I will say this, W.A.W without makeup is still hotter than 99% of all women her age on this earth. I wouldn't kick her out. Hell no. Nope. Oh, Chingao, Sid. Good eye care is expensive in America, so I understand anyone saying that woman is nice. Oh, dude, that's just not cool, man. And yeah, that's going to be a huge factor. Look, guys, I'm going to tell you exactly how this fight plays out. And I've been very consistent, right? The entire time when actually projecting how this fight's going to play out. And look, there's a reason I brought up Haney versus Lomachenko, right? There's a reason, guys. This fight is going to play out eerily similar to Haney versus Lomachenko with Spence. And it's not going to be consequential work, but he's going to do enough to carry 4 of the first 6 rounds. He's going to have a 4-2 lead going into the back half of the fight. And by the time Terrence Crawford starts cranking it up, just like he always does against Benavidez, against Porter, yeah, it's going to be too little too late. Spence, because of how you score a prize fight, it's going to, once again, this decision is going to expose several flaws in our existing scoring system. One, for inconsequential rounds, judges should be allowed to score even rounds. Because what ends up happening if you score every round, if you reward a fighter with every single round, including the feeling out round in the beginning, that ends up determining the winner of the fight. Why would you want an uneventful feeling out round to determine the winner of a fight? In my opinion, just like the Haney-Lomachenko fight, the uneventful, close competitive rounds in which little to nothing happens is going to determine the winner. Advantage Errol Spence. He's the busier fighter traditionally. He's got the better jab. He's the volume guy. In my opinion, it's a clean sweep, unanimous decision, 7-5 in favor of your winner and new undisputed welterweight champion of the world, Errol Spence Jr. And of course, how are fans going to react? How are fans going to react? Yeah, they're going to scream bloody murder. And you're going to hear them cry with Teddy Atlas. You know, this is why I'm such a UFC nut hugger these days. Because boxing is corrupt. It's corruption. It's a robbery. And I'm not going to take it anymore. Stick it up your ass, Teddy. And any fight fan who thinks it's going to be a robbery. No. If Terrence Crawford loses this fight because he doesn't do enough in the first half, that's his own damn fault. Once again, exposing a flaw in the scoring system. Guys, look at Lomachenko in his fight with Haney. That 10-round was a slaughter. It was a one-sided domination, but without the benefit of a knockdown. How do you score it? How do you score it, guys? You score it 10-9. How do you score the first feeling out round? You score it 10-9, guys. There's the dramatic flaw in the scoring system. Now, I defy all of you. No, hold on. Yeah, because there's no corruption in boxing. Okay, where's the corruption? Point it out to me, brother. Point it out to me. And before you say anything about these judges, I know too many of them to start challenging their integrity. Okay, I know these guys. They're great guys and would rather just quit doing this than compromise their integrity. So no, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Where's the corruption? There's a reason why Steve Weisfeld, Tim Cheatham, and David Sutherland, and once again, go back and look on my show with Gogi. I told you guys that these three guys were going to get the assignment. And why? They've proven themselves to be the most competitive or the most consistent and the most accurate. Well, I don't know why my mic is running slow. Hold on. Let me close this out. Let me see if that speeds up my computer. All right. Yep, that did the trick. And this is Coach Ronnie's fighter in Yoenis Tellez. Now, once again, he's only 5-0 with 4 knockouts, but I expect him to do a very good job against Sergio Garcia, who's a very good fighter, but yeah, he's at the tail end of his career. Don't be shocked if Ronnie's guy, Yoenis Tellez, gets a superior, gets a sensational knockout is what I meant to say. Guys, there's a reason why Jimmy Lennon Jr. is getting this version of the broadcast, right? Jimmy Lennon Jr., he still has it. He's got the, hold on. Look at this. Maybe you don't know. Brother, I do know, and this is what I'm telling you. Okay? Hold on. Okay, Sid, I'm going to read this. These two. This is kind of insulting to me. Joseph, you're from Texas, brother. There's something called Texas bias, so you should give a disclaimer. All Texans back now, dude. We're not like UK fanboys. No, we're not. We don't have that problem. We don't have songs that we sing whenever Errol Spence comes out. You guys do. There's only one intername. There's only one. That's bullshit. Texans aren't like that, brother. Chingao. We don't suffer from UK fanboy syndrome, brother. We don't do that. At least I don't. I've been in this business for 20 years. I don't think like a fan. I sure wish I did. I remember over 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. I remember waking up that day, that morning, that Saturday morning, on the in the morning of Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 1, with my head popping off that pillow. Holy shit, it's fight night. You know what? I haven't felt that way in over 20 years. And why? Because I've been in this business for 20 years. I don't think like a fan any longer. So please do not insult me. Iceman. Maybe you don't know. They're your friends. I get it, of course. You will back them up, bias, and you're dating Haney. Kiss my ass, Iceman. Don't insult me like that, brother. Once again, I know these guys, though. I'm not saying that we go out to dinner every night. No. But I know these guys, and I would not compromise their integrity. I'm not about to do it. And guys, if you think that anyone involved with the Nevada State Athletic Commission doesn't have the health of our beloved boxing at heart, then you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Everyone wants this sport to flourish, and they understand that controversy, cries of robbery, cries of corruption is terrible for the health of the sport. Joseph, whatever happened to your sidekick, Young Bill? Young Bill's a great guy, and you know what? I don't know. You have to ask him, to be honest with you. I think he just wanted to do his own thing, and more power to him. He's always been a great guy, very knowledgeable, and I just wish him nothing but the best. In the immortal words of Floyd Mayweather, hey, you know, my hat's off to him. He's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter, and you know, he's a hell of a guy. And, you know, I wish him nothing but the best. And there it is. Iceman. Kiss my... Hey, brother, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. You challenge my integrity after I've been in this business for 20 years. I don't think like a fan anymore. I don't pay attention to a bunch of nonsense and noise. Shit. I don't pay attention to any of those rumors and any of that bullshit. Why do you think I don't talk about that shit on this show? You want to hear rumors? You want to hear a bunch of nonsense and noise? Then go to the Boxing Voice. Go to any LDBC channel that doesn't know shit. Right? We report what's real on this channel. Okay? Not a bunch of dog shit. Because we've been in this business. We don't have time for that shit. Tell you what, next time you're on the show, Iceman, on Gogi's show, why don't you bring up and ask him a question about some sordid rumor or some bullshit that's going back and forth on Twitter or on Facebook or on Instagram or anywhere. Ask him and see what he has to say about that. A gentleman who's been in this business for 5 decades. He'll tell you the same shit. Man, I don't have time for this. I'm going to tell you what's real. I'm going to tell you the way it is in this business. Oh, Chingao. Iceman, are you subscribed? Coach Gogi every single Sunday. I tell you what, just tune in tomorrow for my conversation with my brother Javen Sugar Hill Stewart. Okay? It starts at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon to Pacific. Ask him. Ask him. Ask him what he thinks about, what do you think about Usyk calling out. Bring up any of that shit. Okay? Oh, Iceman, you're new here. Oh, brother, well, thank you for being here and joining us, my friend. No wonder. Okay, so look, welcome to the Warwick Radio Extended family, my friend. And I give you a pass because you're new here, right? Because everyone who's been a listener and who is an existing Warwick Radio Extended family member, they understand the reality that we're all, everyone on this channel is a working, active member of this business. Okay, Coach James Gogi, 5-decade fight trainer. Coach Ronnie Shields, same. He's been in this business for 5 decades. Pretty much all his life since he was 14 or even younger than that. He's a former prize fighter, right? Rick Glazier has been in this business for over 30 years. Okay, he's an agent. He's a broker, former matchmaker for Don King. And he's a legit guy, and that's how I met him in this business. We had business together. I was working for a promoter. I was in a pinch, didn't have an opponent, had an opponent fall out a week before the fight. Called up Rick Glazier from someone's recommendation. I called him up, introduced myself, told him the quandary that I had. He goes, you know what? I've got the perfect guy. Let me call you back. Called me back in about 30 minutes, said, I've got the perfect opponent for your guy. This is what it's going to cost. This is my fee. We can do the deal. We can finish it within 90 minutes. It was done and done. And I've been friends with Rick ever since. He's a legit guy. And me, I've done pretty much every job there is to do in this business. Right? Yes. Joseph, is there drug testing for this fight? Yes, sir, but you will not see. Once again, if the WBC is involved in a major fight, yes, there's always Veda drug testing involved. And the promoters always the ones who pay for it. But unlike other promoters, PBC never reports this publicly. They keep it to themselves. And why? Because it's no one else's business but their own. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea, W.A.W. He says, you should try to get Rick Merrigan. He's a great guy on the show. He's great, lots of knowledge. Also manager of Virgil Pedraza and Jose Ramirez. Yes, sir, he sure is. And also Arnold Barbosa, who's getting ready to sign with Golden Boy Promotions. That would be a great idea. I like Rick. I've always gotten along very well with him. And Iceman says, yeah, I heard Rick talk before he's straight. Yes, you bet your ass he is. And once again, like I was saying, I've done pretty much every job there is to do in this business. Like I'll give you an example, right? For this upcoming promotion, I worked my ass off. Not only am I going to be doing ring announcing for the August 26th promotion, right? In San Antonio, Texas, South Park Boxing, AAA Promotions, 11 bouts on the fight card, right? And so a lot of what I did and a lot of what I do, not only am I a ring announcer, not only do I do commentary whenever they do a live streaming event, but I also MC all of the public events, like the final press conference, like what you just saw Ray Flores and Jimmy Lennon Jr. do, right? That's what I do as well. And I also do a lot of work behind the scenes. Have you ever wondered how these promoters and these events get sponsorship? I put together packages and solicit businesses to be a part of these events and to get sponsorship for all of these fighters and all of these promoters. Someone has to do it, right? That's what I do. That's what I do. So now you know. But guys, a beautiful woman has just pulled up in my driveway. So guess what? I'm going to have to bid you guys adieu, but here's my official prediction. Here's my official prediction. Spence, by way of controversial but unanimous decision, Yep, that's right. And it's going to play out eerily similar to Haney versus Lomachenko. And there it is, guys. That's the way it's going to play out. Mark my words. You want to make some long green? Pick it. Errol Spence Jr. by way of unanimous 12-round decision over Terrence Crawford. And he's going to do it by work rate, and you're going to hear cries of robbery. You're going to hear cries of ignorant, cries of corruption. But guess what? Oh, wait a minute. All right, come on. No, I said my honey, not Haney. I think you're just wishful thinking. I think secretly, brother, that's why you watch boxing, right? Especially the weigh-ins, right? Oh, I want to see a naked man on stage. Kiss my ass, Iceman. No, in all seriousness, Ice, welcome to the War Week Radio Extended family, brother. And please tune in to our interview with G Funky. We're going to interview Javen, Sugar, Hill, Stewart, the head trainer of the heavyweight champion of the world and the baddest man on the planet, WBC title holder, Tyson Fury. And guys, look for his cameos in the upcoming Netflix series, At Home with the Furies. So anyway, guys. Oh, see, now he's getting defensive. Oh, I don't watch weigh-ins. I'm just jiving you, brother. Once again, I do have a lovely young lady sitting in my driveway, waiting in her car. And so I'm going to go talk to her, guys. As much as I love all of your company, I'm going to have to bid everyone an excellent Friday evening. But guys, there's my prediction. Don't say I didn't warn you. And once again, this is how it's going to play out. Spence, UD12 over Crawford. Shock the world. Shock the naysayers. And it's going to be all because of that beautiful jab and his work rate in the first half of the fight. Expect a clean sweep, guys. 7 rounds to 5 from all 3 judges at ringside. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me this beautiful afternoon. Enjoy your Friday night. Guys, everyone be safe and enjoy the fights tomorrow. And if you're in San Antonio, come watch the fight with me at the Dave & Buster's on 410 and I-10. But guys, on behalf of everyone here at War Week Radio, my brother G Funky, my brother J.R. Bell from the Boxing Source, my brother James Gogi, my brother Ronnie Shields, and my brother Rick Glazier, I'm Joseph Herron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and enjoy the fights.
FightSaga.com